What if I told you Superman once fought Spider-Man, and Batman actually teamed up with Captain America? Sounds wild, but Marvel and DC, the two biggest rivals in comics, have actually crossed over multiple times. From legendary one-on-one battles to an entire universe where their heroes fuse together, these events are some of the craziest moments in comic book history. In this video, we're breaking down every time DC and Marvel crossed over, starting with the very first clash back in the 1970s, all the way to the creation of the Amalgam Universe. 1976, Superman versus Spider-Man. The very first official crossover. The two biggest icons of each company finally clashed, Superman and Spider-Man. At first, they fought because of manipulation by their villains, Lex Luthor and Dr. Octopus, but eventually teamed up to take them down. This set the stage for future Marvel DC events. 1981, Superman and Spider-Man Round 2 DC, and Marvel liked the success, so they brought it back. This time, the story involved Wonder Woman and Hulk, with Doctor Doom pulling strings behind the scenes. The stakes were bigger, but the format was similar. Rival heroes clash, then team up. 1982, X-Men and Teen Titans. One of the most critically acclaimed crossovers. The two most popular teen teams of the time joined forces. Darkseid and Dark Phoenix were the villains, and it had surprisingly solid writing for a crossover. Many fans still consider this one of the best Marvel-DC collaborations ever. 1994, Batman and Punisher. Two separate issues. Two one-shot comics were released featuring Batman meeting Marvel's vigilante, the Punisher. The first was set in DC's Gotham, the second in Marvel's New York. Each book had a different Batman Bruce Wayne in one, Jean-Paul Valley in the other. 1996, DC versus Marvel/Marvel versus DC. This was the big one, an entire mini-series where the two universes collided. Fans actually voted on the outcomes of key battles, like Superman versus Hulk, Batman versus, Captain America, Storm versus, Wonder Woman, and Spider-Man versus Superboy. After the battles, both universes temporarily merged into one. 1996, Amalgam Comics. The result of DC versus Marvel. The two worlds fused into one, creating mashup heroes like Darkclaw Batman plus Wolverine, Super Soldier Superman plus Captain America, and Amazon Wonder Woman plus Storm. This lasted for several one-shots and is still one of the most unique ideas in comic history. After Amalgam Comics wrapped up in 1996, Marvel and DC kept the momentum going with a second wave of crossovers between 1997 and 1998. These weren't universe-shaking events like DC versus Marvel, but they gave fans some amazing matchups. We got Batman and Captain America, a story set during World War II, where the two icons not only met but actually teamed up against the Red Skull and Joker. Then there was Superman and Silver Surfer, where DC's greatest hero crossed paths with Marvel's Cosmic Wanderer. Other titles included Spider-Man and Batman, Disordered Minds, Green Lantern/Silver Surfer, and even Daredevil and Batman, Eye for an Eye. What made this period fun was the variety. Instead of one giant event, it was like a buffet of dream battles. You could pick up a one-shot and see how your favorite characters from two worlds would interact, whether fighting side by side or against each other. But by 1998, the crossover energy began to fade. Sales slowed down, and both companies started focusing more on their own storylines. That set the stage for the final big curtain call, JLA/Avengers in 2003. By the time JLA/Avengers dropped in 2003, fans thought it was just the beginning of something bigger. But in reality, it was the end. Marvel and DC's relationship behind the scenes had grown complicated. Creative clashes, editorial rivalries, and plain old business competition made future crossovers nearly impossible. Both companies realized they'd rather focus on building their own universes than share the spotlight. That's why, despite how iconic these stories were, we haven't seen a proper Marvel versus DC crossover in over 20 years. And honestly, with today's billion-dollar movie universes competing head-to-head, it's unlikely we'll get one again anytime soon. Still, the comics we talked about remain legendary, proof of what happens when two worlds collide and fans get to dream a little bigger. So now I'll throw it to you. If Marvel and DC ever did another crossover, which matchup would you want to see first? Drop your answer in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Hypedverse for more deep dives into the biggest moments in comic history.